Hello and welcome to our channel. We're so glad you're here. If you love inspiring true stories about innovation, determination, and success, then you're in the right place. Today, we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy an incredible journey. This is the story of Larry Ellison, a man who started with very little, faced many challenges, and went on to build one of the world's most powerful technology companies. Whether you're listening for learning or for inspiration, we hope this story gives you both. Chapter 1. A Difficult Beginning. Larry Ellison was born on August 17, 1944, in the Bronx, New York City. His mother, Florence Spellman, was only 19 years old and unmarried. She had little money, no stable job, and no partner to help raise her child. From the very beginning, Larry's life was marked by instability and uncertainty. When he was just 9 months old, Larry became seriously ill with pneumonia. Florence was scared and overwhelmed. She decided that the best thing for her child was to give him to someone who could offer a better life. She sent Larry to live with her aunt and uncle in Chicago. Lillian and Louis Ellison became his adoptive parents. Lillian was kind and caring, but Louis was strict and often critical. He worked as a government clerk and had strong ideas about discipline and success. Louis often told Larry that he would never be successful, calling him lazy and a dreamer. These words stayed with Larry. Instead of breaking him, they made him more determined. Larry grew up in a small apartment in a working-class neighborhood. His home was not full of love, but it was full of rules. Despite this, Larry found comfort in books and ideas. He visited the local library often, reading science fiction, mathematics, and engineering books. He also loved to tinker with machines. Radios, bicycles, small motors. If it had parts, he wanted to take it apart and understand how it worked. From an early age, Larry had a strong sense of independence. He didn't accept things just because adults said so. He asked questions and challenged authority. Teachers noticed that he was intelligent, but sometimes difficult to manage. Still, his passion for learning was clear. Though he didn't grow up in a nurturing environment, Larry developed resilience and curiosity, two traits that would define his future. Chapter 2. A Student Without a Degree. After graduating from high school, Larry enrolled at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. At first, he did very well. He was especially strong in math and science, and he quickly earned the respect of his professors. In his second year, he was named Science Student of the Year. It seemed like Larry was on a path to academic success. But then tragedy struck. His adoptive mother, Lillian, whom he loved dearly, passed away. Larry was devastated. He could not concentrate on his studies and fell into a depression. Unable to cope, he dropped out of the university and returned to Chicago. This was a turning point in his life. He had lost someone he deeply cared about, and for a while he felt lost himself. Not long after, Larry decided to give college another try. He enrolled at the University of Chicago, but this time he only stayed for 1 semester. However, that short time had a big impact. It was there that he first encountered computer programming. The university had just started offering courses on the subject, and Larry was fascinated. For the first time, he found something that matched his love for logic, systems, and problem-solving. Even though he dropped out again, Larry didn't see it as failure. He realized that he didn't need a degree to be successful. What he needed was real-world experience, skills, and the right opportunity. He was ready to follow his own path, even if it meant going against what society expected. Chapter 3. Moving to California. In the late 1960s, Larry packed his things and drove to California. It was the land of sunshine, freedom, and new ideas. The counterculture movement was strong, and young people were challenging old rules. More importantly, a new world of technology was beginning to rise in a place called Silicon Valley. Larry started working at small tech companies. His first jobs included building simple software tools and helping maintain computer systems. One of his most important jobs was at Ampex, a company that was working with government agencies. There, Larry helped build a large database for the CIA. The project was codenamed Oracle. During his free time, Larry read technical journals and research papers. One day, he came across a paper by Edgar F. Codd, an IBM researcher. Codd had proposed a new model for databases, the relational database. It was an idea that could revolutionize how computers stored and accessed data. Most people didn't understand its importance, but Larry did. He saw a business opportunity that could change the world. Chapter 4. The Birth of Oracle. In 1977, Larry co-founded a company with two friends, Bob Miner and Ed Oates. They started with just $2,000 of their own savings. At first, their company was called Software Development Laboratories, or SDL. They rented a small office and worked on folding tables with second-hand computers. It was far from glamorous, but they were excited. Larry convinced Bob and Ed that they could build the first commercial relational database. They believed they could do it faster and better than IBM, even though they were just three guys in a small office. They named their first product Oracle, after the CIA project. Getting customers wasn't easy. They made cold calls, wrote letters, and gave demos to anyone who would listen. But slowly they started getting small contracts. One of their first big breaks came from the U.S. Air Force, which needed a powerful database system. The contract gave them both money and credibility. Larry was the driving force. He focused on marketing, vision, and strategy. He was confident, sometimes arrogant, but always passionate. He believed that if they worked hard and stayed focused, they could build something revolutionary. Chapter 5. Fast Growth and Big Challenges. During the 1980s, Oracle's software became more popular. Businesses were moving from paper records to digital systems, and they needed databases that could handle large amounts of information. Oracle offered a solution that was fast, powerful, and user-friendly. By 1986, Oracle went public. The company raised millions of dollars, and Larry became a multi-millionaire overnight. But with success came problems. Larry wanted Oracle to grow as fast as possible. He encouraged aggressive sales tactics, sometimes too aggressive. In 1990, Oracle faced a crisis. The company had overestimated its revenue and lost the trust of investors. The stock price fell, and Oracle almost went bankrupt. Larry was forced to lay off hundreds of employees. It was the most difficult time of his career. Instead of giving up, Larry took responsibility. He brought in experienced managers, reorganized the company, and focused on long-term planning. He learned that building a great company wasn't just about speed, it was also about stability and trust. Slowly, Oracle regained its strength. Chapter 6. A Different Kind of Leader. Larry Ellison was not a traditional CEO. He didn't wear suits, didn't follow corporate rules, and didn't care much for formalities. He ran Oracle like a warrior runs an army. He loved competition, especially against giants like IBM and Microsoft. He had a reputation for being demanding. He expected excellence and didn't tolerate excuses. But he also inspired loyalty. People who worked well with him said he challenged them to be their best. Larry's personal life was as colorful as his business life. He loved fast yachts and raced them in international competitions. He became a licensed pilot and bought several aircraft. He studied Japanese culture and practiced kendo, a form of martial arts. He also became known for his luxurious lifestyle. He bought expensive homes, fine art, and even his own Hawaiian island, Lanai. But for Larry, it wasn't just about luxury. It was about living life fully, pushing boundaries, and taking risks. In the 1990s and 2000s, Oracle continued to grow. Larry led the company through many bold acquisitions. He bought companies that added new features to Oracle software or gave them access to new markets. One of his biggest moves was buying Sun Microsystems in 2010. It gave Oracle control of Java, a popular programming language. The deal helped Oracle compete even more directly with companies like IBM and Microsoft. As Oracle's power grew, so did Larry's wealth. He became one of the top 5 richest people in the world. He used his money to support his passions, but he also kept working. Unlike some billionaires who retire early, Larry stayed active in the company. He still attended meetings, reviewed products, and made major decisions. Larry believed that building great technology was like building a great civilization. It required vision, discipline, and courage. Chapter 8. Giving Back and Looking Ahead. In his later years, Larry began to focus more on philanthropy. He joined the Giving Pledge in 2010, promising to give away most of his fortune. He didn't want to just write checks. He wanted his money to make a difference. He created the Lawrence Ellison Foundation to support medical research and education. He donated hundreds of millions of dollars to health initiatives, including a large cancer research center in California. He also supported environmental causes, especially those related to ocean health and climate change. He believed that technology and data could solve many of the world's problems. He talked about using artificial intelligence to improve healthcare and using big data to fight disease. Even in philanthropy, Larry brought his passion for innovation. Today, he spends much of his time in Hawaii, managing his island and exploring new ideas. But he remains involved in Oracle as chairman and CTO. He still loves competition, innovation, and the thrill of building something great. Conclusion. A life of ideas and action. Larry Ellison's story is more than a tale of wealth and power. It is a story of resilience, vision, and self-belief. He didn't follow the rules. He didn't finish college. He faced failure and criticism, but he never gave up. He took bold risks, believed in his ideas, and built one of the most important tech companies in history. Along the way, he inspired millions to think differently and to challenge limits. Larry's journey shows that success is not about where you start. It's about where you choose to go and how far you're willing to push to get there. Thanks for watching. Take action today, not tomorrow. Press subscribe and let's keep learning together. You're doing great. See you in the next one. Stay strong.